Oi, name's Kamikaze. You like crumpin'? You like your little uns? You like the Emperor? Then play the Ogryn, simple as. Thousands of years ago, a group of humans colonized a system of very distant frozen worlds. A bustling little community, they relied heavily on food shipments and supplies from other planets, and have served as essentially a far-out scouting position for the Imperium. And then the Age of Strife happened, completely cut off from the Imperium, and being stranded in these cold, snowy wastelands for thousands of years caused these people to evolve and adapt very quickly. They became really strong and really dumb. Eventually, the Imperium found them again as a tribe of abhumans called the Ogryn. Now about 10 feet tall and nearly as wide, they are essentially giant walking meat tanks. They were then brought into the Imperial Guard, where they serve as bodyguards and specialized infantry. They live to serve the Imperium and will unquestionably carry out whatever orders their superiors give them, while protecting their weird, squishy little family. When I say they're strong, I mean it. They are consistently shown to be stronger than Space Marines. And when I say they're dumb, oh boy, do I also mean it. For example, smartest Ogryn in the galaxy is Nork Deadog, who is so smart he can write his own name and count all the way to 4. There's a wonderful story that demonstrates both of these feats. When an Ogryn, his commanding officer, gets wounded, the commander says there's like a med kit in the Chimera across the street, and he orders the Ogryn to go get it. The Ogryn then proceeds to go over to the Chimera, pick it up, and carry it over to his commander. Also, despite what their appearance may suggest, they're very friendly. They often get attached to their squad, considering them family, and will do whatever it takes to keep them safe. They're basically really big German shepherds. In-game, the Ogryn can actually serve a few purposes depending on how you build them. But first and foremost is a tank. You have the most health of any class by far, a riot shield, and all of your skill trees, even the damaged ones, still involve quite a lot of tankiness. I actually really like how well they represent the lore in the Ogryn's gameplay. Protect your little uns and crump the heretics. There's not a lot to say in terms of general gameplay information here, as the Ogryn is probably the class that changes the most depending on your build. You know, like, the Psyker can go Damage God or Support Master, but either way you stand in the back and spam spells. But the Ogryn kind of changes completely with the builds, so without further ado, let's just look at some. First up is the classic tank build, my personal favorite Ogryn build because it just feels great. Load up on health and toughness, bring the slab shield, taunt aura boosts, and be the Chadgryn you were always meant to be. This build plays exactly like the tank you would expect. You're not going to do a whole lot of damage on your own, but you're going to be really, really good at keeping your team alive. For your gun, pretty much anything is good, but if you want specific recommendations, I would say either the Lorenz Kickback or the Lorenz Rumble. Both are fantastic standalone weapons, and since you're not putting any points into them, it's very good.
First person shooter mode, we turning your son to a funeral. To them niggas that say they don't office, you better be talking about working in cubicles.
Big gun, big damage. See, this is what I meant when I said the Ogryn changes a lot. You can go full-on frontline tank or backline gunner blasting heretics and not caring at all about your team. This build is very straightforward. You see a thing, you shoot the thing. You see a big thing, you pop your ultimate and then shoot the thing. This ult, which among other things increases your rate of fire by 25%, combined with any of the big machine guns, absolutely shred. Melee weapon isn't too important here, but the Bully Club is pretty darn good. For your ranged weapon, the heavy stubbers are the obvious choice. I believe the Mark IV is the best one, but they're all good. Ripper guns are also monstrous here though, so definitely give them a try. This build is honestly not my favorite, but it is really good, and I know a lot of people like it, so I had to include it.
Mountains coming. Oh, fuck.
Alright, this one's a bit spicier, but as opposed to the very memey builds in my other guy videos, this one, while silly, is actually really good. This is the big bonk build, melee heavy. Still pretty tanky, obviously, but this time, you're here with violent intentions. You're gonna run straight in, charge in, nay, melee weapon in hand, and just go to town. Smack, 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 smack. You will save your teammates and take a lot of flak off of them, but that's mostly incidental here. You're here for blood. The best melee weapon is the Bully Club, because that's exactly what you're going to do. Basically everything is good though, so it's kind of up to you. Ranged weapon, much like the tank build, either Lorenz is very good, because they're just good on their own. Curios are very straightforward. You're just gonna want as much health and toughness as you can get your hands on, and then after that, damage resistance. This works for basically every build, so, you know, load up. Alright, there we have it. Short and sweet, that's the Ogryn guide. It's not particularly complicated. It's much like the Ogryn themselves. Good class. Not my favorite, but there is a type of primal fun to be had when playing a giant muscle man bonking heretics with a slab of metal. Also, massive respect to people who play the tank shield Chadgrin build. You truly are the best of us. So, that does it for me. Please subscribe if you learned something or enjoyed the video. Lots of new stuff coming from me in 2024. I don't know how much more Darktide stuff I'll be doing, to be honest. I do have a couple more videos in the works, but like doing individual build videos doesn't seem very exciting, but we'll figure something out. Don't you worry your pretty little head a bit. So that does it for me. Goodbye.